And through you, Chair, I'd like to know if Freeholder Van Blake plans on working for county governments after he steps down from office January 2011. I found that in the past 6 months, he spent almost $8,000 in traveling. And this time he knew he wasn't running for re-election. So what is the county taxpayers getting for this travel? He went to a young elected officials conference in Alexandria, Virginia, Washington, D.C. He went to large urban caucus annual meeting, almost $2,000, Los Angeles, California. Association of Counties annual conference, that was in Atlantic City, that cost over $1,000. The National Association of Counties annual conference in Reno, Nevada cost us $2,674 and change. The large urban county caucus retreat in Palm Beach, Florida cost $1,835. I'd like an explanation as to why we paid for that, how we benefit from it, and if I don't get an explanation, I'd like an apology for that expenditure of tax dollars. And the year isn't up. This is just the past 6 months. I don't know who went to the League of Municipalities. That in totality cost about $15,000 last year. I don't know what the costs of that were this year.
Yes. I guess I will start with the comments in the Westfield Leader. I would say if you looked at this past election cycle, you look at the Tea Party and their sentiments in regards to the folks that should be involved in this process, and for you to take anything of a nature like that, you say that people in the urban areas have no brain power. And you know how you would take that and act as though, or you could turn that into something that just, you know, that's no big deal. That wasn't racist. Then you don't really want to see the comment for what it really is. I do believe that the printing of that particular statement was distasteful, but the audacity to come out in the public and say something like that in 2010 is even worse. Spin it any way you want. And in terms of, and next I would like to say to Ms. Renner, no, I don't plan on working for the county when I leave here. It's been a long 3 years, and the conferences that I went to were for professional growth as well as networking opportunities. Yes, the county will see certainly some benefit from that. Obviously not from this board. Didn't know I necessarily needed to let you know everything that I was going to be doing. And I've got to say that on my way out, I truly feel like a freeholder now that I've been attacked by Ms. Renner. It's taken 3 years.
You haven't said anything all this time. You just sat there with your mouth shut. You should have spoke up more.
It's taken 3 years, but I'm official on my way out, so I appreciate
Yeah, you're finally
you for that.
talking. See
I
ya.
would like, I'm sorry, you like to let me, I think you've had your time. I do appreciate you hyping up for me. Thank you. And I would like to commend the bomb squad. These guys are heroes, and they step in the line of duty without a second thought. I'm proud that they're affiliated with the Union County, and I really do appreciate the effort that they put in. And that'll be it for my comments, Mr. Chairman.
Freeholder, those are the best comments you made.
Only comments. I also questioned Freeholder Van Blake, who lost the line about 6 months ago in March. And since he lost the line and he wasn't running for election, he's run up almost $8,000 in travel expenses. So I asked him to explain tonight why he did that and what exactly are the taxpayers of Union County getting in return for us sending him to these conferences. And he's been to the Young Elected Officials Conference in Washington, D.C., the large Urban County Caucus annual meeting. The large Urban County Caucus annual meeting costs $1,800 to send him there. The New Jersey Association of Counties annual conference in Atlantic City, for some reason, that costs $1,000 just to be in Atlantic City, $1,000. He went to the National Association of Counties conference in Reno, Nevada. He did this in July. This was just a few months ago. That cost $2,700 approximately. $2,700 that cost. He went to the large Urban County Caucus retreat. He went on a retreat for large urban counties. And you're going to hear more about how Union County is an urban county. We have urban voters. He went to Palm Beach, Florida. That cost us $1,800 and change. So I asked him to please explain why he did this, knowing, I asked him if he was going to have a county job and if he plans on running for office and exactly what the county taxpayers were going to get for all this travel. And I think I heard the first one or two answers out of his mouth and I was like a deer in headlights. I don't really recall what he said because I was so shocked. I was shocked, number one, that he actually opened his mouth. He hasn't said anything in the past 3 years. Number two, I believe he began with something like, I didn't know I'd have to answer for my traveling to Tijuana. I was like,
And he was proud. He said it was time.
yes.
He finally got attacked by him.
He was very proud that he called my asking him why he spent all this money an attack. I was attacking him. And simply asking him to explain why he did this was an attack. So I don't know, I guess if I wasn't prejudging him, his response was my answer. He really must have felt that he needed to be attacked, that he did something wrong. Another excuse I think fell out of his mouth was that he was networking.
Yeah. Let me just. I'll read you his quote. This is what he said.
Oh, you
'Cause
got it?
I
Okay.
wrote it down. He said, Ryland Van Blake said the reason why he went to all those was professional growth and networking opportunities. The county will see some advantage from it. That's
Not
what,
not as a city
yeah,
official.
but he's not going to work for the county. So tell you what, I mean, Mr. Van Blake, if you're listening, you knew you weren't going to be running again, so there was no sense of the taxpayers having to spend any of this money on you because come the end of the year, you're stepping down. Why did we spend $8,000 to send you all over the place when there was no reason? What are you going to gain from it for us, for the taxpayers? I paid $8,000. You're stepping down in a month and a half, and you get nothing out of that. So you just used us. You used us, Mr. Van Blake. All right, go ahead.
I want to answer that. Most of the freeholders didn't travel like that, so he was very excessive. I really didn't pay attention to every single one of them, but I know his was excessive, and the clock is still ticking. There was the League of Municipalities last week, and I didn't get the expenses for that. If he went, I believe last year, his room cost $400. And I did get one. I'm going to blog about this eventually. I'm waiting for those a few more bills, but the receipts were just so numerous that I dug through. And one was a signed certification that Mr. Van Blake stated, I, Raylan Van Blake, hereby certified that I paid $4.16 for a meal. I have misplaced the receipt and I'm submitting this certification for the purposes of reimbursement. So God forbid the taxpayers didn't pick up that $4.16 meal for freeholder Van Blake, who is out there networking.
I think he only paid $4. He's probably jipping us out of 16.
Oh, good.
Yeah. How do we know it was $4.16? Just because he's certified.
So I didn't get questions. I didn't get answers to any of my questions. I also questioned